Hi everyone, so this video, I'm sorry for the lighting, that is really awkward. Anyway, so today's video is going to be a bit different. It's not going to be, obviously, someone's missing. Helena's not here. Okay. Stop moving, will you? So today's video is going to be a little bit different. There's not going to be any like editing really. There's not going to be much editing. There's not going to be like sound effects, filters, anything like that, because it's quite a serious video. Like we're not very serious people, but it is quite a serious video. So basically today's video, get your tea, get a drink, get some food, get some snacks, whatever you want, get it. It's completely up to you, because it's probably going to be a bit of a long video and a bit of a deep one, so you know, just prepare yourself for that. But you probably tell by the title, you probably not have a clue what the title means, unless obviously you've got it. But sorry for my nails, they look absolutely disgusting. Ugh. So I haven't actually written down notes or anything for this video. I'm doing it from my brain, because obviously I've got it on memory as well, but I want to be quite raw. I don't want to have it to be such a planned video. I just want to be myself. I want to, you know, just go with the flow. So basically today's video is going to be a video on HS, but it is actually called Hidradenitis Suppurativa. Call it what you want, say it how you want. That's how I say it, because that's how a doctor taught me. Like, I'm not going to say it another way when a doctor told me to say it that way, because that's how I now know it. But if you know it a different way, if you say it another way, that's completely fine, that's up to you. But so many people say it so many different ways, so we are just going to stick with HS for this video. But obviously you're probably thinking, what the bloody hell is HS, because it's such a long name, it's such a like weird thing for a title of video to be. I think I'm going to title this Living with HS, so if that is the title, then obviously, you know, there you go. But basically I've been wanting to do this video ever since I thought about starting YouTube. I've wanted to do this video just because I know that there's someone out there who has been in the position that I have been in, or is in the position that I've been in. And if there is someone out there like that, then I want to help them, and I want to like give them advice and like just share my experience with HS, just because that's what I needed when I was in my position. So I'm just going to give you a little backtrack. I have had HS since I was 11. I didn't get diagnosed till I was, I think, 14, but I've had it since I was 11, so it's a pretty young age. I'm just going to explain what it is quickly. It's an autoimmune disease, which means that if you've got a really weak immune system, like if you've got quite a rubbish immune system, doesn't work properly, then you get this disease. I hate the word disease because it makes it sound disgusting. Like, I just don't like the word disease. But basically it's where your sweat glands produce too much, and some people say, it really annoyed me when I think it was Dr. Ranj, he's recently on Strictly Come Dancing. He said, he was on Good Morning Britain, he said that it was due to bad hygiene, and that makes everyone with HS was so angry. He said that it was due to lack of hygiene. A lot of people with HS were quite a bit angry. So basically what it is, you get cysts in where your sweat glands are. I've only had it in my groin and my armpit, but I know that some people have had it in their bums, some people have had it on their face even. And it's just it's in quite a few places, but mine have been in my armpits and my groin. So I first got it in my groin. I remember having it when I was 11, and I said to my mum, I was like, oh mum, I've got a lump in my groin, like I don't know what it is. And eventually that lump burst, so it was like a spot kind of, but huge. So cysts can range from sizes. Like, mine started off quite small and then they got bigger. I'd have some really big ones and some really small ones. My biggest one, I'd say, was about the size of a grape, but I know some people have had them size of golf balls, some people have had them just really big. but the biggest one that I had was a grape, and the smallest one is like a pea. Basically, I started off getting them on in my groin, and they hurt so bad, and I didn't know what they were. We went to the doctors about them, and every doctor that we went to would say, oh, I don't know what they are, and they've just given us like antiseptic cream, body wash, they gave me lotions, they gave me bath salts, stuff like that. They gave me loads of stuff like that, like hygiene stuff, and I went to the doctors multiple times. Then I went to a dermatologist, and she gave me skin stuff, like she gave me stuff to help like acne. And then we went to multiple doctors, no one knew what it was. And then I started to get in my armpits, and they were really bad. Like, you wouldn't believe how much they hurt, but because obviously if you're a girl especially and you have a bra and it just sits there, like sometimes your bra goes up a little bit, sits in your armpit, and it would be so painful because they're rubbing up against each other, and clothing just rubs up against it, and it's just so painful and horrible to have, that I just couldn't bear it, and I wouldn't do PE. Like, I had to miss out on so many PE lessons, and trying to explain to a PE teacher that you've got something that causes you to have cysts in your groin and that you can't walk properly. I missed so much school because of it, because it was honestly so painful. I couldn't walk, I couldn't do PE, I just couldn't do anything. It hurt doing anything, because it's like your groin is like so all over that you can't, like, walking was the biggest thing. I just couldn't walk properly because it would hurt so bad. And then we went to I don't know like at what point we went to a doctor, and they said, oh, this is HS, but I got diagnosed when I was 14 or 13, either one, and we ended up going to a surgeon because I had a lump in my, I call them lumps, I had a cyst in my left armpit that ended up leaving a hole in my armpit. So it was like, it had been a cyst, it popped, and as it went back to how it normally was, like leaving a scar, it kind of just left a hole into my skin, like as in like, and then a hole that was open, could get infected, and did get infected. And so we went to a plastic surgeon in the end, and he said to me, I can either have a skin graft, taking the skin from my thigh and putting it over my armpit, or I can have a complete removal of the whole gland itself. And I, like there and then I said, I want you to remove the and basically we went to get the surgery, everything was fine. Like, I had the surgery, it's really quick surgery. We came out, they checked it, and they said everything was fine. The surgeon was lovely, he was so nice, and all the nurses were nice, and the nurse had to come and check my vitals, I think that's what they're called, every hour. I'm gonna sneeze. Bless me. She had to come and check my vitals every hour, and then she would come and check my dressing. So she'd come and like open my, because they put these dressings on top, like these little white, they're basically massive plasters, they put them on top, so she'd have to come and check my dressing every now and then. By the way, if you don't like gory, like gruesome like adjectives and photos, because I'll be putting some photos in, please don't click this video, because, or please click off this video, because you won't like it. Like, it's not very nice to hear or watch or see. But she would have to check my dressings to see if they were a bit gunky, to see if they just didn't look right, see if it smelled. That's the key thing. Disgusting, I know. And so she did, and it was absolutely fine. It looked perfect, it looked healthy. And I had something, the dissolvable stitches. I had dissolvable stitches when I had my surgery. And I went home, and my mum had to change my dressing every day, which I felt awful for her to do, because no mum wants to see their child in pain, let alone having to put their child through pain. And so my mum had to change my dressing every day, because obviously I couldn't do it, like, it's a bit awkward. And every time she changed my dressing, I was in agony, because it's like, think about when you have a blood test and they do that really long piece of tape all around your arm, and you have to take that off, like on your hairs, it just hurts so bad. It was like that, but times 100, because basically, you know, this bit of skin right here, you'll have no idea how sensitive that bit of skin is and how delicate that is, because when I had the dressings, dressing would come all the way up here, all the way down here. Like, it literally surrounded my whole armpit, and it was so uncomfortable, but you know, I had to do it. So yeah, they put them on, and then putting them on was absolutely fine. It was taking them off that hurt, because you're putting the same sticky bit over and over again, like on the same piece of skin over and over again. It's bound to start getting a bit sore. I had rashes. I was allergic to some of the dressings that they gave me. I had rashes. My skin was red, itchy, bumps everywhere. It was horrible. It was so painful. And basically, one thing that went wrong in the surgery that we figured out from doing the dressings was that the surgeon accidentally cut one of my nerves, so I couldn't feel this part of my arm. Like, I just can't feel it. Still to this day, I can't. There's not much feeling in there. Like, if someone like touches that part, I probably don't even notice that they're touching it, because it's like, I just can't feel it. And when we went to the doctor about that, they said that it would grow back within 6 months, but it's been 2 years? I think 2 years. It's been 2 years and nothing. But when I had the surgery, everything was fine. We got home and a couple of weeks went by, everything was fine. And then eventually it started to like look, it just didn't look right. Like, it started to look worse than what it was looking at, and if anything it should look better, like it heals. But we was putting these dressings on, I was being put through agony every single day. I couldn't get it wet, I couldn't clean it, nothing. All I had to do was just like go around it with like little wet wipes and stuff, or antiseptic, go around it to make it like, because I had you know, like the sticky stuff that comes off the dressings, I had that all around my armpit. And we went to the doctors and to the nurse and stuff. I rathered my mum to do the dressings, because nurses, it's their job, they don't care if they hurt you, they've got no emotion to you whatsoever, so they just don't care. So she would literally rip the dressing off, and I was like, oh my god, I can't let you do this. So my mum had to do it for me. And it ended up being a case of going to the doctors and saying, right, I don't like how this looks, like it doesn't look right. And they ended up saying it was infected, and they didn't really know what to do with it, they didn't know how to treat that. Like, and basically I went to the doctors loads of times to say like it was infected, and this was all over the course of like 3 or 4 months. Like, I was in pain for so long. And one doctor said, right, I'm going to do stitches, and I was like, okay, that's absolutely fine. And I went to this doctor, it's actually A&E, and I was lying down, I had the stitches done, and there was no way, like, I was so nervous. I'd never ever had stitches before. I was so nervous, and I sat down, and she put this brown stuff on my armpit, which was disgusting, like, it looked disgusting. And she was trying to numb my armpit, so she had to put injections into my actual wound, like into the open wound. It makes me really feel sick thinking about it, because it's like an injection in an open wound. But yeah, she had to put the injections into my actual open wound, and she'd done one, or she'd done like a couple, and she was like, can you still feel me touching it? I was like, yeah, I can still feel every single thing you're doing. And then she'd done more, and she's like, can you still feel that? I was like, yeah, it's not numbing up. Like, it was supposed to be numb, and I could still feel everything she was doing. And she was like, she'd done more, and she'd be like, can you still feel that? I was like, yes, I can feel it all. Like, I can feel your injections in me, and I can feel her, like, because she was like poking it to see if I could feel it. And I was like, yeah, I can feel everything. And she was like, I'm sorry, but I'm just going to have to do it. I'm just going to have to do the stitches. And so I could feel every single thing she was doing, and it was so painful. I was sat there crying. I didn't want to look at it. Like, I was sat there with my armpit up, and I was facing the wall, and I was crying. And she kept saying to me like, oh, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And she was like doing the stitches. It was quite quick, but then again, I can't really remember. But I just remember the feeling of the thread, or stitch, whatever you want to call it, I don't know actually what they use, wire, going through my skin. Oh, it was so painful. And I don't know if I've got a photo. If I do, I'll put it in. But how sore my arm is. So the stitches, they lasted about a day or two. They broke straight away, they came out, and I had to go to the doctors to get them taken out, and that was so painful, because obviously your skin heals around this little piece of wire or string, whatever it is, and for them to have to take that out, it's like so painful. So I had that, And then more months went by. I'll put in all of the photos because this is like over weeks and weeks and weeks that these photos get progressively worse. So you'll see that you'll notice this, it starts going a bit black. You'll see it starts getting darker and more gunky and more, just you can tell it's so infected at this point and it just looks awful. And eventually we got referred to a surgeon or a skin doctor. I can't remember what he was. We got referred to him. And we went in there and we was like expecting the same thing as always. And I said to him, I was like, it's just so infected and it's so painful when I'm going through it. I've been going through it for 4 months now. And he said, right, can I have a look at it? So he looked at it, blah, blah, blah. And he said, right, I'm going to recommend you this steroid cream. Which no one had ever even, like, brought up before about a steroid cream. But he was like, yeah, I'm going to recommend you a steroid cream. You put it on your dressings, then you put your dressings on. And hopefully that will make it heal. And I am not joking you when I say that my armpit, the armpit that looks like this, was healed and looked like this within a whole week. I think it was a week or 2 weeks maybe. But yeah, so the steroid cream fixed it, it healed, and now the scar looks like this, because I was really worried that I was going to have a big fat scar, it was going to look really ugly and I was going to go around and like not want to show my armpits and stuff, which I did for a while, but I'll get to that in a minute. But now this is what my scar looks like. Yeah, that is what my scar looks like now, so you can barely even see it. Like, if I hold my armpits up, I'm sorry, you can't even notice, like, you can't. Obviously it's just a little bit, like, it's horrible to touch, I hate touching it, but it's like, obviously it's like near enough the same colour as my skin now, which is so good. So after I had the surgery, after the steroid cream had been fixed, like after everything was fixed and fine and my wound had finally started to heal when I had a scar, I then started to become very self-conscious of the scar itself. Like, when I went to school, I think the one thing that made me the most self-conscious was the fact that I was getting changed for PE once in the changing rooms, and one of the girls said to me like, Lola, what is that on your armpit? I was like, that's so rude, the fact that you don't even know what's happened and you're so quick to say that it just brings you down, doesn't it? And I went in the toilet and I cried because I was like, oh my god, I'm so embarrassed. And for that whole lesson I was so embarrassed and shy and like, I just felt so insecure, but there was no reason for me to feel insecure. It's a scar. So many people, if not near enough everyone, has a scar, and just because it was in my armpit I felt a bit more self-conscious than I should have, because obviously you don't see many people with a scar in their armpit, but when you do, you suddenly think, like, it's quite confusing. You probably wonder, like, why have they got a scar in their armpit? Like, I wonder what could have happened in their armpit. You don't think they could have an illness that means that they had to get surgery. They could have disease, they could have anything. She was so quick to say that it really got to me. It's something that, one thing that really like got me down about it, and the one thing that does still bother me to this day, is that I don't know anyone that's my age with it. Like, I've never met someone who's my age that has it. But the fact that I joined a Facebook group because I wanted to talk to someone. I really wanted to get, like, I really wanted to raise awareness about it, and I really wanted to talk to people about it, see if people have been going through the same thing that I've gone through. And this Facebook group was full of 30-year-olds and over. The person, because I wrote on there, you know, has anyone got any children with it, or does anyone know anyone that's like 16 or 17 that has it that I can talk to? And the closest to my age, the person that was closest to my age that popped up or answered was 21. And I mean, I was so grateful and appreciative that they actually replied and that they made an effort, because they was like, oh, you know, I can talk to you. And I was like, I really appreciate it, but I really want to talk to someone who's my age, not anyone who's older, because I've had it since I was 11. I've gone through the whole of secondary school with it, and now, like, I've gone through 2 years of college with it, and it's like, it's nowhere near as bad now as it used to be, because I did get put on a medication for it, which is called doxycycline, and it's actually really, really good. It doesn't help it, like, it's not got rid of my HS, but it's kept it at the same level. Makes me a bit insecure as my scars in my groin, just because when I'm wearing a bikini, if I've gone to my friend's house and they're having like a pool party or just anything like that where, you know, we're in bikinis or we're in shorts, all of the girls wear these bikinis and then I wear shorts and people are like, why are you wearing shorts, Lola? It's like, you know, like I just get so insecure about it. My groin is the worst. My groin has so many scars that I can't even count, and it's just not nice, like, to see it in yourself and to look in the mirror. Why am I getting emotional? Oh my god. Right, and to look in the mirror at yourself, or just to see what is wrong with me? I can't remember the last time I cried about HS. Why am I crying? Right? To see yourself like looking like that and to see how much you just don't like your body and how rubbish it makes you feel, which is one thing that HS does cause. There is a symptom of HS which is actually sadness. Like HS can make you feel really down, which is a proven symptom of it. It's not like, oh, I've got HS, I'm feeling sad today. It's like, I've got HS, one of my symptoms is that I do get down quite a lot. I do feel sad quite a lot, which is not me. I'm quite a positive person. I'm quite happy, so I don't consider myself sad all the time. But I know how hard it is to go through that at such a young age and to not have anyone there for the whole time that you're going through it. Obviously you can have your friends, you can have your family, but to not have someone who's actually going through it is quite hard. Like, not having anyone to talk to. Like, not having anyone to talk to about it. It's a bit, it's just not very nice. And it's just not a very nice thing to have. Like, it's not a nice disease. It's horrible. And I just really want to raise awareness about it because no one knows what it is. Not even doctors know what it is. I wave my hands up at parties. I hold my hands up. I wear bikinis now. Like, I wore a bikini to a beach this year and I was so proud of myself. I was like, oh my god, I actually wore a bikini in public, and I was so proud of myself. But I am getting better with it. It's just like, it's just a very lonely illness. Disclaimer quickly, because I know that a lot of people will jump to that and think, oh, she's just doing it for attention, she's just doing it to get people to feel sorry for her. That's not what I need. I don't need people to feel sorry for me, because, you know, I've been through something that some people have gone through 100 times worse, and I'm not saying that I've gone through everything. I'm just saying even the small things still matter. But yeah, I just want to quickly clear that up, that I'm not doing it for attention. I'm not doing it to get people to feel sorry for me. I'm doing it because if any of you are watching this video who have got the same disease, or have got a similar one, or have got just anything that makes you feel lonely, or just in general if you just feel lonely, feel free to DM me on Instagram. My Instagram will be left in the description box, but just so that you can have someone to talk to, because I'll happily talk to you. And especially if you've got HS, because if you're around my age, 16, 17, I'm 17, if you've got it, please message me, because I just want someone to talk to, and I'm sure that you do as well. What I'll say is, if you're thinking about getting surgery, really think about it first, because I didn't think about what could happen after. I didn't even think for 1 second that it might not heal. So just think about that. But I will say that whole surgery was 100% worth it. Even though I went through all of that infection and stuff, it was 100% worth it, because I don't have it in my left armpit anymore. I haven't got a cyst since, because they did say to me, you've got to be aware that you may still get them, like it may not work. But yeah, so it's completely like up to you if you want to DM me or not. If you do want to talk to someone about it, I'm here. I just want you to know that there's no reason to be insecure or feel that you're ugly. Or but yeah, I do hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that it helped a few of you. Remember that you can DM me because my Instagram will be in the link in the description, I mean. But yeah, so as usual, like the video, subscribe, leave any comments down below that you feel that you want to, comment any video ideas, comment anything to do with this video if you want, and yeah, so I'll see you soon.